Hello and welcome back to the Joyful Soul Creates. Charlotte here, and today I'm taking part in the Father's Day 2019 YouTube Hop organised by Natalie, and there's links to Natalie's video and the other videos in the hop down below. For my project I am making a Father's Day card, and it's a one layer clean and simple design. You can obviously use this technique for other themes of cards, so it doesn't have to be a Father's Day card, but if you need a last minute Father's Day card idea, then maybe this will inspire you. So I'm starting off by stamping my images, which are from a Newton's Nook stamp set. Links to all the products I have used are in the description box. Some of them may be affiliate links, so thank you for your support if you shop with those. I'm using MFT Black Licorice Hybrid ink to do my stamping because this is suitable for using with alcohol markers, and I will be doing alcohol marker colouring. And I have created masks from some post-it notes. They're not full sticky post-it notes, so I did end up putting some Tumbled monomalte liquid glue onto the back of them on the areas that didn't have sticky, because that, once it's dry, is repositionable, so that's a good way to make your own masks. I also use strips of post-it tape to mask off around the outside of the image, so I'm just creating my scene on a small rectangle in the middle. To start creating my scene, I add in clouds using the MFT cloud stencil. This is the mini clouds one, and Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide, which is a nice light blue. Once I'd finished with the clouds, I went on to add my grass using a couple of Altenew ink pads, and I just kind of swiped them from the bottom of the grassy area up towards the clouds to give the look of strands of grass. Having finished the inking for the background, I removed all of my masks and got started on my colouring, which was the most time-consuming part of this card. I'm using Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers for all my colouring, and you can see the caps on screen for the colours I have used. So I'm using earth browns for the body of the dad bear, and I started by mapping in my shadow areas with my lightest colour and then doing what I normally do, which is working from darkest to lightest. I almost always put my shadows so that they're on the left hand side, as if the light source is from the top right. I did leave the stomach and muzzle of the bear uncoloured to start with because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do there, so I moved on to the bodies of the smaller bears. I decided I'd do them a slightly different colour than the father, so I'm using TNs to colour in the frontmost bear, and then I'll go a shade lighter for the bear on his dad's shoulders. So I'm using the two lighter TNs that I'd used on the first bear cub, and then also a red brown as my lightest colour there. And I did forget to colour in his feet at first, so I went back and added them in. I also took a green to fill in the gap where the mask had not quite got all the grass to the bear's feet. I then went back to colour in the muzzles and stomachs of the bears, and I decided just to do the same colours I'd used for them, but a step lighter. So the stomach and muzzle of the frontmost little bear, for example, are the same colours I used for his sibling, and that way it's slightly lighter than the body of the bear. I used brown greys for all their noses and feet, and then I added some more interest and definition to the grass by flicking in some dark greens that matched fairly well with the colour I had used for inking them. And I did also add a line of that green along the very bottom edge just to make it slightly crisper. I used a blender pen to just neaten up any areas that I had gone outside of the line, and then my colouring was finished. Next, I stamped the Happy Father's Day sentiment overlapping my image using Versafine Onyx black ink, and I then went in with a white gel pen to add highlights to certain areas of the bears. So I put them on their noses, in their eyes, and then I also did the pads of their feet as well. And that completes my Father's Day card. So this was a relatively simple scene, but I think it's quite striking, and by having the sentiment and also the images overlapping the background, it adds some nice dimension to the image. Don't forget that this is part of a collaboration, so make sure to visit the links down below to see the projects by the other participants, and I will be back next week with some more videos too. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can subscribe by pressing the button on screen now to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos. There are also a couple of other videos on screen if you'd like to see more from me straight away. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!